And we're live. Oh, Merry Christmas to everyone. This is the Christmas episode of the Phalanx, and a very merry Phalanx Christmas, if you will. And thanks for everybody joining us. And I would like to go around and introduce everyone. Of course, I will go for our last but not least. We're going to wait for our newcomer, but we're going to introduce everybody else. Now, Nicholas Mueller is now a two-time panelist on the Phalanx. That's pretty awesome. Thanks for coming in, Nick. Yeah, that's awesome. And then, of course, so that makes you a regular now, Nick. So I don't know if that's there you go. Well, it's like a gang once you're in.
What's the initiative program? Like, do I gotta kill anyone or anything like that? I gotta whack somebody?
Well, we're live now. We'll talk about it when we get back to backstage.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, sorry. You got to drive around with the headlights off on your car. Anyway. Of course, we got Chris Michael from Homebrew Comics, Dennis Valencia from freelance artist and also a premiere artist with Pharo's Creative Studios. And we have our newcomer, Natalie Sahloff, who is a phenomenal artist in her own right and an amazing photographer. And of course, you have me. Yeah. And you got me, Jason Pharo, the ugly mug. So here we are, and my dog. So here is Reese. So it's Christmas. We are through 2 days away. As a parent, I'm never quite sure how close Christmas is.
Yeah, it depends on whether you celebrate Eves or day.
My kid's like, it's Christmas Eve day. I'm like, you're missing the word Eve. I was trying to tell her. She's like, she's because I don't know about anybody else, but it snuck up on me today. Just in general on this year, it's like just been a nuts year, obviously, like we all know, and now I was like, next thing you know, it's Christmas. I mean, damn, it was just summer the other day, and now it's Christmas, but. Oh, look at that. We got in here. We got put some of this.
I got some of my buddies coming in.
I see that.
So you're gonna have a few new faces here.
No, that's more the merrier. So in the stream, they love to see it. All right. We like having Nick. We love Nick. So Nick's always makes good people. Hey, really quick, how about that crossover piece that Mitch did?
That was awesome.
That was intense, right?
Yeah,
that was as a guy who draws black and white, originally primarily, and just the detail work alone is unreal. And like every time I go back and look at it, I'm finding something else that's like really intense on it. And it's very cool. I really appreciate him doing that. And it's got the who's who in the indies in there, but for sure. So anyway, so what's everyone's plans for Christmas? What are we doing? And this is a free for all. We're not going to go around the room. You can just blab on. It's a light show today. So, but
I'll start. I know her and I. We are. Shut up. We have Audrey in the morning, and then after that, I think we are going to be kid free for like 2 weeks. So,
wow. All right.
Yep. We're going to rearrange a couple rooms. I think she's painting her bedroom.
Is that what they're calling it these days? So rearrange a couple rooms.
That's what
Awesome.
Yeah. I think she said she's painting our bedroom finally. So is that what you're doing?
Yeah, I'm going to patch those holes in the wall.
You had a Kyle living there?
I'm missing the suggestive references here. I don't understand any of this.
8 minutes in.
Yeah, 8 minutes in. We're already done holes in the walls.
Yeah. Well, surprisingly, it wasn't caused by us. It was the previous renters we had before we bought this house. So there were just holes in the wall everywhere. I was spending 15 hours just like patching. So that'll be what I'm doing.
Well, I made the reference. It had to be a Kyle. Right? You got all amped up on Green Monster and punched holes in the walls. Yeah.
Seriously.
No one can punch a Kyle. So.
I mean, there's some weird.
That's right.
There's weird stuff in this house.
Yeah.
We got to paint it all over.
All right. What are you doing, bro?
Yep. That's like our Christmas, though. I think we just found out today we're going to get a new roof, too. So, we're just doing construction. And that dog is all over here.
My dog totally took out my just totally took out my thing. So, Dennis, what are you doing? So,
nothing. It's just the family and I. So
Yeah.
really nothing crazy. I mean, hopefully, I would like to just stuff my face and throw a couple of movies on. We usually watch a Christmas Story. Like,
Of
if what is it,
course.
like Christmas
It-
Story
it-
marathon?
I literally, that will
mean-
start Christmas Eve, and I won't.
Yeah.
To the point where my kid gets so sick of it. She's like, "Can we turn this off?" I'm like, "Shut
Yeah.
yourself."
It's one day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dennis is gonna hit the gym. Don't lie, Dennis.
Nah,
Yeah,
He's
I
gonna go.
wish.
Yeah.
I wish. But no, yeah.
I think
nothing
that's what we're
crazy.
gonna do right after she leaves. Actually,
Try and get. Yeah, nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Awesome. Good. Oh, Nate's in here. We
Nick,
got
your 2 dozen kids. What are you guys gonna do?
Probably not sleep. Try to wrap gifts and hide them before they actually see us putting them under the tree and all that stuff. It's probably gonna be a ruckus around it. You know that scene in Home Alone at the very beginning with everyone's running around like crazy and they're trying to pack. That's probably what our day is gonna be like. So
That's crazy.
I told you I have 5 as well when they were all here at once, and Gabrielle was our surprise child, and yeah, I don't miss those days. I don't miss it at all. But having her is just like having 5. So it's,
Right.
So I don't. But
When I was a kid, I'm one of 11, and Home Alone was like a normal thing in my house. You know, we did Christmas in groups. Like my dad would pull out all the presents and do like groups of like by age, and you knew the older kids because they had like 1 or 2 presents. All the little kids had a ton of presents. So as you got older, you kind of moved from group to group, and you got sad as you got put in the older group. It was.
It's dark.
Like, oh man, I gotta hang out with you.
yeah, I mean, what is this, like Hunger Games? Like,
What's that?
yeah.
Well, my mom always, well, we didn't have a whole ton of money, so we all understood that it's more for the younger kids than it was the older ones. But my mom was always like, "Yeah, you get to sit on that side of the room today." I only got one then.
Well, that's like being at the kids' table.
But then it was
Thanksgiving.
chaos.
So,
Yeah. Well, growing up, we had a table that was the length of like my living room now, so it was like a 30-foot table that my grandfather had custom built because my mom was one of 9, and so we got their table, and it was a big wooden oak table. We didn't have chairs; we just had benches on both sides, and my mom had a chair, and my dad had a chair. It was like just this massive table, and for Christmas, we'd have the whole family over, and there'd just be food everywhere. Now, I'm Italian; my whole family's from Italy, so. Christmas was always just all about family, more about food than presents, So
yeah, when you're just describing
year,
a table, that reminds me of my wife's family did the same thing. Same exact thing.
Can I interject for 1 second here? You've got a few new people here in the chat that don't know what you guys do whatsoever. You guys want to do like a quick, just kind of sound out what you guys work on? I've got 3 guys here that'll probably be definitely into that.
Yeah, definitely. Chris, go first, like always.
Shut up. My name's Chris. I illustrate, write, and letter the book Crit. I also letter the book Victor and Hellwolf for this guy up here. Well, that up there, that guy.
Yeah. Me. Well, since he said that guy, I'm Jason Pharo. I am the creator of the Convictor comic book and also the Pharo's Creative Studios, which is the imprint for my comic that I've been doing for like almost I'll be 40 years pretty soon, I guess. So that's what I do. I draw comics. I illustrate. I traditional artist. I've going to lean into digital because traditional's killing me lately, but that's what I do. And so that's me. I'm that guy. So who we got next? Wait, who's next?
I'll go. I'm Natalie Sahloff, owner of Sahloff Photography LLC. I'm a commercial photographer, and what else do I do? Creative composite work. So I guess that's kind of how I fall in with the creative end of you guys, is making those photos blend together and look surreal. So that's me.
She also does help me with my coloring. Some like when I did the Conjure piece, she helped me with the lighting and the contour on the face.
Excellent piece.
That's important to have someone that has a different set of eyes in terms of the artistic side, because I'm sure as creatives, we kind of get lost in the overall picture, and to have someone that has maybe more of a broader sense of it to come in, because my wife did the same thing when I was starting out early on some of the stuff, being like, why would you put that light there? And being like, well, I did look cool when I was doing it. Just kind of ruin your sense of self-esteem right there. And before the audience
entire
to it.
panel. I drew an entire panel last week, and she came in and she was like, that doesn't look right, and she erased like one of the entire characters and sat here and like put all the reference lines for me. Like she re-referenced the entire thing, and we argued for like 15 minutes. I was like, no, I don't like it, and then I wound up scrapping the entire thing, just starting from scratch.
All gone. Yeah.
But no, she has helped me since the beginning when I first started drawing, because as you can tell, she's a very talented artist. That's her work behind me. And when I started drawing, I would come to her with my art. She would help me reposition arms and show me more like about anatomy and keeping things non-Rob Liefeld like.
And perspective, perspective is where it's at, especially for composite work.
Gotta take your shot.
Yeah, it's not going to make any sense.
There can only be one Rob Liefeld, and they're
There it goes. Can't even have a Phalanx drop into Liefeld.
Hey man, I finally showed her all of his work, and she said his anatomy is completely wrong, but the fact that he does it in every photo shows that it's not wrong. It's just his style.
Right.
So
or he just never learned.
Style.
Realistically, he just got famous off doing crappy work, and now it's fine.
Now it's a style.
Hey, anybody can do it.
Apparently,
it can be a style.
Let's see. Let's see, Nate. What's Nate got?
Rob.
Yeah. Now Nate's all spun out. Now today's Nate's birthday.
Yes.
Well, I guess right.
Yeah, that's the
it is. Exactly his birthday.
He's 25.
Is that future time or past time? I'm confused as
to
future time. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Happy birthday, Nate Dogg. So, and here he is. There is Jerry with there we go. Put this up here for everybody.
Yep.
And
how sweet. What's up, Jerry?
Oh.
Yeah. Jerry's a good dude.
Yeah.
We love Jerry. Yeah, he's a good guy. Yeah, I said to him. What's that?
Oh, I said I think he got his crit shirt today too from the contest.
Very good, very good. So, so Jerry's going to be on our next one next week. He's on duty tonight. But next week he's free. So that'll be good. Try to get him on this one too. And last minute, just like I did for you, Nick.
Yeah.
So it just time for some reason just works a lot differently. I took off about a week from work, actually a week, 7 days, and it's just like blended all one big blur. Like I'm like, oh, I got plenty of time to make sure I do that. And look, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's tomorrow or it's tonight or whatever, So I was it just completely got by me. But Rebel Gaming says Steph Wilson, Matt Wilson, Luigi from there. Awesome. Yeah, he say he has a book called NYOB.
So it's Niobe. And
okay. All right, yeah, I saw that.
He's a good friend that is kind of helping out in the indie scene. So
very
I can
cool.
Hook you guys up with him later.
Yeah, definitely.
We can talk about it off stream more, but
definitely.
he's got a lot of connections that would be good to get into.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Witchblade's important. Witchblade's great. We're all fans of Witchblade here, I think. I think that if you didn't like 90s comics, but we did talk about how low over the top Witchblade is now.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm just gonna rock this very little body armor, but I got this glove, so it's all good. But
that's why. I'm sure I know you guys have all seen the cover that I just posted for issue 3, but that's why I like Moe's work. He's got this 90s feel that I just absolutely love, and I think it's a really good contrast for all my books. So I'm keeping that guy until he wants to go away, because I absolutely love just the over exaggerated 90s Now, I do like some of the more modern, anatomically correct stuff, but I think especially for action scenes and covers, it's really cool to have that just over exaggeration.
Image comics and stuff like that. Like, the 90s had its moment for sure. I mean, I think it's nostalgia that's kind of, a lot of us are just like, well, we 90s comics, and then if you go back and look, I'm like, I think I had a Supreme I came across not too long ago, and you just like, again, Liefeld. I mean, but you just add muscles where there aren't muscles anatomically. So you just like, hey, you know what?
And
He's got 4 triceps. This guy's got it's like,
she's never really been into comics, and I remember when I first started drawing, I showed her some of like Rob Liefeld's work because I was referencing like old 90s stuff. And she was like, "That, how does that leg even go there?" And she was like, "He draws all of his women with vagina."
And it doesn't.
Oh man, pet peeve. Get the privates right.
I love how his stomachs are always like this in some sort of way, and then but the rest of its spine's going up like that. And
when we used to draw the
we could go on and on.
I'm like, I don't think the spine bends like that, but it's okay, it's cool. It looks.
They had scoliosis and everything.
Exactly.
I like Rob, but it's.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen talks about the like even Jim Lee. He always uses that sucked in stomach pose.
Yeah.
And I've actually seen a lot of people complain about that, but that's like a bodybuilder thing. That's how you show you're like be more muscular. Right. You suck your stomach in. It's actually really hard to do. They like those guys that do it. They train their ab muscles to do that. If you can do that, it's actually really impressive. And I saw them blasting away in forums. I don't think that any superhero would do that. It doesn't make any sense why they would suck in cool, though. Like that because it looks cool, but man, it's painful. I tried to do that when I was competing, and I was like, man, I'm never going to do anything but physique.
Well, it's Batman. I mean, if anyone can do it, it's Batman. He trained himself to do it. It'd be the Bat. So for sure.
Yeah, true. Or Superman.
Yeah, or Superman.
This comment. Yeah, and you're right. It was visually appealing. I think that's at the end of the day with comic book work. That's what you aim for. Sometimes it's not going to be correct. I mean, like I said, her and I have argued many times. Like, it doesn't just because it's not correct doesn't mean it doesn't look cool. Like
I think the part is making it look cool. Correct. I think you got two different. I think that's where it comes down for us is how do you blend both? Because I think a lot of times, as you guys would probably agree, a lot of times we're cheating to make it look cool because then you've got to kind of stretch a few things and mess with a few things. But how do you still make the illusion that it's not wonky or crazy looking? Because do you want to be the subject of that sort of ridicule? I think Rob Liefeld. Oh my gosh, he can withstand that. No, he can't. He blocks everyone on Twitter. I like him, but he's got very thin skin. But I hope he never sees this. I actually like the guy. I'm just taking myself.
One of my team guys is blocked for good from him for.
Right. As soon as he said that, I thought Obi.
Oh yeah, we were talking about him last time.
I think I can find the Twitter war. They actually had a Twitter war for like a few months. Those two.
He let it go that long.
They would make videos back and forth. Yeah, wow. They had met at a Comic-Con a long time ago. Like Obi's actually a bit older. He's been in comics for a long time. And originally he had liked him, but he had, if you look back, his early New Mutant stuff wasn't that bad. It was like he slowly got worse. And as he got worse, he got more popular. So he just kept that design. But speaking of like making things look real and composite work, like I watch her there we go. I watch her do these photos where she'll take 15 different pictures and mash them together, and it's not real, but it looks cool. When we're doing comic books, we kind of do a similar approach where we do a composite of different ideas into one to make it look cool. And it's all about finessing that to make it appealing to the eye at the same time believable.
True. I think for me, it's all about the composition, the perspective, and then making it look real. So just depends on, I guess, your eye. It's weird with composites. Like people will be able to tell that it looks wrong or it looks weird based on your skills. So that's kind of where you have to go back and say, why does this look weird? And then you have to find an arm or an elbow that's out of place. So it's neat when Chris and I get together. Why does this look so weird? Then we figured out.
Not sure how Nate's
I
comment.
love Nate. Happy birthday, Nate.
Yeah,
You can say whatever you want.
he can. Yep, he can say it, and especially here. So
I think he's wrapping Christmas gifts because they're in Australia. So
yeah, it's already New Year's there, isn't it?
Do they celebrate Christmas in Australia? I thought they
Wow.
just fought kangaroos all day.
Nick bringing the heat, man. That's great.
wow. The Christian religion is only in America. That is it.
Yeah, that's right. It's just in America. Everyone knows that.
Christianity was born here.
Yep. But,
Nick, you're in the Northeast, right? You're up north.
I don't know where I'm at.
Nick.
Yeah, I'm in Wisconsin.Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. Oh, yeah. You don't know where even near the Northeast. I was like, are you close to the Bible Belt?
yeah,
That's
no.
cold.
Yeah, it's actually been pretty mild up here. Not to bore everyone with weather statistics and everything, but yeah, I'm in Wisconsin. Nothing too serious.
Nothing
too serious, he says.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really close to Canada. If that's any more helpful.
There you go.
I know where Wisconsin is. I just didn't know where you were. I forgot last time where you had said you were.
Yeah,
from.
you'd mentioned.
Yeah. I'm not too far from the Twin Cities, and I'm not too far when that shooting happened in September with Kyle Rittenhouse. So it's they're like next to each other.
You're all right in that mix.
Mhm. Yeah, fun times.
Good times. 2020. Awesome.
Yeah.
I can't wait till it's done, and then basically just the 13th month starts. Like it doesn't change; it just goes into the 13th month. We'll just
That's
still be
exactly
fighting.
what's gonna happen too. Yep. That's exactly what's gonna happen.
Right.
The year that never ends.
So, everyone here has got children. What was the big gift that was asked for? What do we got?
Ooh. Ours is a new bedroom.
All right. Respect. There you go. Yeah. Dennis, what your kids looking for?
Well, I'll put it this way because they might be able to hear me. The two new gaming consoles. I got one of the two, so
All right. Awesome.
I might not drop them until I get the other one because I don't want one getting mad at the other. But that was the big deal this Christmas. So working on it.
Yeah. Nick, what do you got?
I'm kind of in the same boat. I can't say it too loud, but it's they were pricey, and I got to recover a little bit.
Yeah, I feel that.
But otherwise we're just traveling. Yeah, otherwise, the older boys are getting the more electronic things, and the little girls are getting the more Barbie dolls and stuff like that, and anything to keep them quiet for a week. That would be nice.
So you have to put it together Christmas morning.
Yeah.
As long as I don't have to build anything, that'd be nice.
One year Santa brought her the Barbie dream house. Holy ass! I'll never get this 3 hours of my life back. That was, I was like, oh my god!
Our first Christmas together, I got the Elsa castle. I think that was about 3 hours, and she probably played with it twice. Yep.
Oh no! I would say she played the whole way out that Barbie dream house, but this year it's LOL dolls. It's all LOL. So that's the thing she's really into. So apparently he's a glamper. I don't know. So, Santa got it. It's a glamper. I don't know. Opens up. I don't know what the hell it is. Yeah,
Hashtag glamper.
Yeah, that's. I have no idea.
What?
But
I'm so old.
yeah, no, like these. The thing with these LOL dolls is that you get a doll, right? But it comes with the accessories, and it all started with this culture with these kids with blind bags. I'm sure everyone's kids know what I'm talking, right? So the blind bags are like massive with kids, 10 and under, and it all started on YouTube. I blame those people that don't have jobs, and that all they do is open stuff on YouTube. But so the blind bag culture took it. So this company that makes these LOL dolls has each individual accessory for the doll is in the blind bag. And that's how it started. So you'll get the doll, you don't know what doll you get, and then next thing you know, there's wrappers all over the house. It comes with 55 different accessories. Yeah, 55 different wrappers is what it comes with. But they love it. They're all about it. And so that's the big thing. That was on the Christmas list. I got sent to Santa, so we'll see what happens. But
yeah, we're lucky. Ours is a bug girl, so she just wants.
Yeah, I heard. That's awesome, though. That's cool.
I'm like, okay, here's some dirt and some bugs. Have fun.
My the kid, she got this little guy too, and so she had this whole list of 12 reasons why I want a dog, I want a puppy, and 12 reasons why I'll take care of it. Well, I could tell you that 8 of those reasons she hasn't followed through yet. Like, 'cause you had to pick up the dog doo-doo. So guess who does that? This guy right here. She did it once, put her hand in the doggy bag, grabbed it. Ew. She lost her mind. So hasn't done it since. So yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, kids, man. What a good time. But
I swear I've
bugs
gotten
are cool,
we got her 3 pets now. She's got a gecko that I take care of. The kitty litter is supposed to be her.
They're good for that.
I do that. Yeah. I think she wanted something else, and I was like, "Can you take care of it?" No, exactly. You're not getting it.
Yep.
Say no for everything.
Yep.
Like, no.
Yep. I have a blanket statement. The answer is just always no.
Yeah, but then they start going to a different person. They start asking them, and then they'll go behind your back, and they figure it out.
That happens every once in a while. We figured it out, though.
Yeah, we got on a team level on that. It was great.
Because they'll pit you against each other too. That's that's smart.
Yeah, my answer is go ask Chris. His answer is go ask your mom, and then we talk about it. So it's great.
United front. That's what it is. Yeah,
Gabrielle's
doing stuff too. So
we got in trouble 1 or 2 times, and then we're like, "Yeah, screw this. From now on, it's just go ask the other one. I don't want to deal with it."
Yeah, because you don't want to hear. Well, Dad said I could do it, and then you go and you find, and then you get without finding out that Dad probably didn't say it, but it's more advantageous to say Dad said you could do it. I mean, I did it. I mean, didn't we all do it? I think we all did. Let's be honest. So,
yeah,
it was just me.
I was devious a little bit.
Yeah, come on. But especially if if you had a if you come up from parents that are separated or divorced, like that is a whole other level to that game. Where they're like, well. Now it's like if the parents have animosity, if the one parent says no, the other parent's like, oh, you're absolutely getting it times 5. So there's that.
See, I grew up in that situation, and it wasn't that we got more gifts. We got less gifts, actually, because nobody had any money.
Yeah, no, I hear that.
They didn't get you anything for Christmas, so screw them. I'm not getting you anything either. Here's a cup of water. Thank you.
I was 8 years old, and my father took me. So every time my dad would come into town, because my dad was a truck driver, every time he came into town, we'd go to the mall, and I could pick out whatever I want. I'd get all these toys, like the newest G.I. Joes and whatever else is out. And we're on the way to the mall, and he looks at me and he says, "Hey, this is the last time we can do this." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And he goes, "Well, if you want toys from now on, you have to do chores." Because I refused to do chores. There was no purpose. My dad would just buy me whatever I want. And he goes, "Well, the problem is I'm buying you a whole ton of toys, and the rest of your siblings, because I had 2 stepbrothers, I had a stepbrother, stepsister, and then a little brother at this point." And he's like, "All of them are getting mad because you come home with toys and now and
so close."
Did I freeze? Dang it!
That was a good face too.
So my dad totally threw my mom under the bus. Was like, "Yeah, your mom said if you want toys, you got to start doing chores." And I hated my mom for like a whole year.
Stupid chores.
So did you ever do them?
But I did them. I did them. I did everybody's chores. I was so angry that I conned all my siblings into letting me do their chores so I could get their chore money. And then I go buy the toys, and they still didn't have toys, and I rubbed it in their face. But
outsmart them. Get them, babe.
Listen, they weren't mad. They were mad that they didn't think of it. That's what it was.
My older brother got so mad at me one year because he came in and I had bought all these toys, and he was like, "Oh, I want to play with your," because I bought Star Wars toys, and he's like, "Oh, I want to play with this," and I was like, "No, go buy your own." And he's very, very tall. He was like 6 foot tall. I was a little tiny guy. He picks me up and head slams me in the ground, and then rolls me up in a blanket and tapes me up and starts playing with my toys.
Damn.
That was my house.
Just share.
Yep.
Yeah. Nope.
Did that teach you to say yes next
We
time?
didn't really get along.
Can
No,
I borrow that?
Next time I had a hammer in the blanket.
No,
I actually hit him with a
it's
hammer.
like two kids enter, one kid leaves.
I learned.
Jesus.
The true Hunger Games.
Yeah, exactly. Well, survival the
We
fittest.
shared the master bedroom. Him and I, we had to share the master bedroom because of all the kids, and so there was no getting away from each other. I just slowly brought in weapons.
Hey, small people got to be feisty. You got to learn how to fly.
You gotta do what you gotta do. I mean,
Yeah. Normally, I'm everyone's shelf because I'm 5'2", so they'll come up and put their arms on me. So I was like, I know 5 different kinds of MMA, so back up.
there you go. Right.
Gotta
Is
do
it
what
all
you gotta
below
do.
the belt, right?
Yeah, that's
What?
it.
It's all below the belt, right?
It's all below the belt. Yes.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know.
Mhm.
He's
But,
tiny but
so,
feisty.
tiny, but
Oh yeah, Chris knows. We spar in the kitchen. Holes in the wall.
that's all right. That's a good relationship. I actually have
There
a
we go.
cut in my forehead with my wife. We were messing around, and she threw a spatula at me, and just the right angle. Yeah, she's Italian though, so she's really good at throwing stuff. So she's a pro. Yeah, she's like literally like a ninja with things. So, and
Wow.
yeah, she's a professional thrower.
Italian women, don't underestimate them.
No,
My
she
mother
caught
was
me.
5 foot tall, and we used to have tie rods on the porch. My brother and I used to go. We had a train tracks right by the house. We would go to train tracks and start stealing all the old on the porch. Yeah. Did I freeze? I did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dang it, I froze.
We heard something
I
about
lost.
you and then something.
Yeah, then we heard train track.
There. That's
my-
it.
my-
Hold on.
It just
I
we
hate
just
you.
slapped the computer.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
I'm just enjoying it. I'm just sitting back, letting it happen.
That's
It's
great.
not me. It's not me.
I gave you a good laugh.
It's not me.
Dennis just froze. Dennis froze. He did it.
All right, we're all gonna freeze. Is that what's happening?
But
That's because I stick.
We
a
should all do it at
snapshot
the
of-
same
I took
time,
a
and we're all
snapshot of
like-
you, so.
Yeah, right. We'll all be frozen.
Yeah, my little 5 foot mom started throwing tie rods at my stepbrother's mother's car because she slammed our door. Yeah, she was fine. She was. I watched my mom break my uncle's nose in the kitchen because my stepfather worked for him and they had to cut back on help. And my stepfather got let go. And my mom jumped on my uncle's back, just grabbed him by the face and started punching him. Yeah, blood was everywhere.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
People.
I'm telling
Feisty.
you, man.
they unbelievable.
Yeah, we're feisty.
Unbelievable. We yeah, I
I'm
had
glad we're entertaining the crowd here. They seem to like our banter and our
yeah, I
freezing.
see that. But this is like yeah, this is literally every episode. So we do that. It's usually there's freezing and then there's constant harassment of each other. So this is basically what you tuned in for. Yeah, we
Nick's
had
used to it now. The first time he was confused.
yeah, so yeah, she caught me good with that spatula. I still have the scar. It's like it's just the right angle. Just yeah, got me good. I'm just lucky that it was the forehead. Like it didn't hit me like across the bridge of the nose or something. But
That would have been bad.
yeah, it was. It just, in all fairness, I mean, I was winning that fight until that moment. So there's that. So, and she's not here. That's why I said that. So she's
I was gonna
upstairs.
say,
Yeah, I
you're a
could say.
brave man for saying
Yeah,
that.
she's upstairs. I think that's me. I just checked the staircase.
You can't hear me. Talk shit. She can't admit she's upstairs.
Oh,
I
man.
just like,
Hey, I'm right there with you.
It's like that.
And I'm just here, so
yeah, you just run.
It's,
Well, listen, I'm not gonna lie. My goal is to actually see you leave your chair and go punch Chris again. That's what I want to see. Like, yeah,
just start
that's
choking him.
yeah. I just want to see you leave here and just come around and jump him.
and I think
It's
the
like that
last
Key
bar
and
match
Peele.
we got in. What, Chris?
It's like that Key and Peele episode. I said,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I mean, the last time we were sparring in the kitchen, I think he got me in the jaw and it swelled up so hard.
Damn,
It was
bro.
so funny. But then, like, the next 2 times I got him a little
Yeah.
lower accidentally. So he was pretty
Accidentally.
sore. Accidentally.
It's always
Yeah.
accidental.
yeah, and of course she
Oh,
got to tell
you know,
Audrey about it, and Audrey laughed at me too. Yeah,
it was amazing. Total accident.
not
Total
me.
accident.
I feel like we're hearing court documents being read out loud. Then he proceeded to punch me in the jaw, and then it was left to swell.
And then I had swollen, and then I
Yeah.
accidentally hit him in his man parts.
Accident.
The
Accidentally.
restraining order is granted. Click.
Yeah.
For who though? For who?
Yeah.
Because really, I gotta do more.
Gotta move, Chris.
Gotta keep him in line,
I
you
don't
know.
think so. No,
Jerry's concerned
I'll
for
just sleep
both
on the couch.
for Chris and me. He says here.
Me and my wife don't fight. We're constantly battling little monkeys all day. So by the time we come together,
Yeah.
we're like, if we
Yeah,
start
right.
fighting, then we're done.
Well, yeah, that's like that's like that time Decepticons and Autobots have to team up against what is it, Galvatron?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I got you.
Once they figure out there's more of them than there are of us,
Right.
we're tapping out. We're done.
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't miss those days. But yeah, I just had we had a Sunday family dinner over here a couple weeks ago, and had all my kids here, and also had like a couple of our quote unquote adopted kids, like friends of the kids that have always been around, and having all these kids like in the house is like, as a parent, it's like really great, but then you're also thankful they're adults. They'd be like, I'll see you later. And they're like, yeah, we'll take it off. Like, all right, have a good one. But yeah, I look around the house, I'm like, where did we fit these kids? Like, I have no idea where they all stayed, and but every time they come here, they end up telling stories, about all the stuff that they did to each other or I did to them. Not bad stuff, just
Right.
I may or may not have dressed up like Jason Voorhees and pulled my son through the living room window. So I'm just saying, I don't know if that's true, but that's the story they tell. So but,
I like Nathan's 8 p.m. with 4 kids for bedtime. Just yell out Jumanji.
yeah, that's it. Jumanji. Nice job, Nate.
I just yell out chores and they all scatter. And I'm like,
Of course.
guess I'm doing them.
Hey, can one of you guys help me with something? Like ninja.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Oh,
Yeah.
Bombs and they're gone. Yeah.
But the minute you open up a bag of chips, they're all there.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Right,
Absolutely.
When
Like
Bag is good.
when
It's okay.
Right. I'll try to sneak.
when her and I first got together. Oh, I was gonna say, when her and I first got together, Audrey thought she could like run one over on me, and tried to tell me when it was chore time that show, not thinking that I would actually put her to bed. 5 o'clock in the afternoon, I just threw her in bed. I'm like, well, if you're tired, go to bed. And she sat there, and then I hear her making noise, and I'm like, nah, if you make noise, you're cleaning your whole bedroom. Oh, I guess I'll go to bed then. Yeah. 5:30 at night, she just goes to bed to avoid cleaning the room.
Yep. Kids, they don't understand. Like they think they're slick until you actually call them to the carpet on something, and then they're like, "Wait, what?" I'm like, "Well, if you're tired, go to bed."
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't matter to me. But-
Yeah.
Jerry tried to set his sister on fire.
I want to know about that story.
That went dark
Yeah.
quick.
Jerry's
Yeah.
gonna tell that. Jerry's telling that story next week for sure. Okay? You don't put it out
You
there.
gotta
you're
hear
not
that
gonna-
one, Jerry.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yep. Sorry, Jerry. We're going to be asking you to tell the tale of setting your sister on fire.
I want to hear about it.
Who doesn't? So,
That's a
but
good chapter
That's
start right
like-
there. Like,
It is.
start the book
Yeah,
off
actually-
that way.
I think if he starts another comic series, if he goes in their genre, that's how you should start it. Yeah, let me tell you about the time I set my sister on fire.
It was one time at band camp.
Yeah. Right now, Jerry's like, "Oh man,
Why did I say that? Ah. Or maybe he's like, all right, yeah.
He might be. Yeah, but he said he tried. So the key word is tried. So there's
Was
that.
there other attempts after that? That's a good question.
Well, that's I mean, how were you successful? Because that's what we want to know there. I mean, you don't say try. I mean, it's
Maybe
everyone
you can't
was
say
taught,
anything past that point.
Yeah, everyone was taught that you don't. And he's laughing.
Maybe you don't want him telling this story on the next live stream. It might be incriminating.
This is the Christmas episode. I mean,
it is. It is. I want to let everybody in the comments know that Jerry is with E4 Comics, like his name. He has a comic book out, and then you've got Nate Broughton. He's from Australia. He's actually part owner of Slate Comics, and they have some books coming out as well. So definitely check those guys out. Really supportive of them. Definitely. We got some new faces in there, guys. So go ahead and throw your Instagrams and share all that stuff, because that's what this is all about.
Are they allowed to post in it? Because I know sometimes you can't do that.
I don't know if they can drop the actual link, but I know they could throw up the ats and then find out, just search them out, I guess. But
that's
your ats in there so people can search up.
Yeah, I've never even tried posting a link in there. Honestly, I never tried it. But who's gonna try it first? Whoever gets blocked out, I'm not trying. StreamYard's like, well. And just like that, the Phalanx is over. Yeah, and
I've already frozen once. I'm already on the bad list. So,
well, yeah, I said this obviously before, but I cannot believe it's like Christmas is like 2 days. It's driving me nuts. But who does real trees versus artificial? Anyone?
We do real.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I do both.
No. Yeah. Well, oh, really? Oh,
let me break it down. Hold on. Let me break it down. Okay,
Okay.
so the wife gets the nice white tree. It's all white, and it's downstairs. It's in the living room. It's the first thing you see. Upstairs in the loft, the kids, all those Christmas ornaments the kids make you that you feel bad throwing away because they look terrible, but you keep them.
Yeah.
The tree upstairs is the artificial tree, and it has all the kids' ornaments. So it's like, look, we still kept them. Oh, how cute it is. But that tree is a disaster. But it sounds good to them. They're like, oh, look how special. And remember this time in 8th grade? It's terrible. It's up there.
Are your kids old enough to get on YouTube yet? I'm just saying, because
if you want to hear them call me Felicia and call me Karen all day,
I'm just saying, you might have dug yourself a hole with that. They're like, the ornaments.
They're savages.
They got like 42 minutes though to get to this point to hear them say that. So
yeah, that's true. That's it. They'll be bored before
that. If I watch 9 minutes, they're like,
yeah. Look at these old people talking.
Yeah, they don't call me dad. They call me bro. They're a constant
bro.
bro.
Oh yeah,
bro. I'm like,
my daughter calls me bro.
Yeah.
Or bro.
It's a term of endearment now, so it's okay.
Sure it is.
Yeah. Right.
I would take my belt off for that one.
If I would have called my dad bro, like it would have been a whole.
I ain't your bro. I'm your dad.
I'm not one of you stupid punk friends. That's what you just said.
I've been called Karen and Felicia. Believe me, I'll take bro any day. Yeah.
You should have taken them to the manager then and shown them a real moment.
Yep.
Oh no, it's like every day.
I can remember every time that I tried to outdo my parents. One time I got thrown through a wall. The next time I wound up with a cut on my arm. My dad picked me up so hard he actually dug his finger and his nail into my arm and threw me on the ground. And then my mom tripped me. I picked on my mom. I told her she was fat and slow, and I ran away from her. And then she finally caught up to me.
I would have tripped you
when
too.
she caught up to me.
What?
I was standing on top of a picnic table. Oh yeah, we were fighting. But I'm standing on top of a picnic table, like dancing, making fun of her, and she trips me and smashes my face into the ground. Yep.
He Ricky Bobby's kids. That's what apparently it sounds like.
Oh my god,
I was terrible.
I called her fat.
I was the worst.
She caught me.
Chris, that's a new T-shirt. Hashtag fat and slow. That's it.
Slow.
That's your new shirt.
And then she caught
That's
me.
it, Chris. Right.
Yeah.
Come on, Chris.
Oh no.
Fat and slow.
I'm dying.
I would have been running around with a wooden spoon, being like, "Get back here!"
Yep.
You're done for.
Well, my daughter, like, it's just these kids in school now, they kind of like they know that they're practically untouchable. You know what I mean? In today's, and I said to her one day, I was doing something, and I said, if I would have said what you just said to me to my father, and I said, I would have gave you one, and she goes, yeah, and then you go to jail. I'm like, I'm like, all right, okay. There's other ways to punish. All right. So,
and now you just cut off the cell service. What?
Yeah.
No cell phone?
Yeah, exactly. What? There's other ways to do it. It's fine. So,
the cell
we didn't have cell phones when I was your age.
These kids today, they don't even know what school. Like when I was in preschool, we got beat all the time in preschool. I used to get hit with rulers and stuff. It's pretty sad. My mom, when I started a new school, the first thing she told me was, hey, when you walk in there, you let all of those ladies know the only person that beats you is me. So if you need a beating, tell them to let me know. And then when one of them hit me in class, I went to a Catholic preschool, and when they hit me, I came home and I was crying, and she was like, what happened? I'm like, well, the lady hit me. And my mom, she pulls up in this big Bronco. This little short 5 foot woman gets out of the car, walks up to that lady, pulls her out, and she's like, "Is this the one?" I didn't go back to that school again.
I went to school. Most of my schooling was spent in the Florida school systems, and so I discovered early on, because they were allowed to paddle then when I was in school. Like you could either, if you got in trouble, it was either you get detention and your parents find out, or you took a paddling. And they never told your parents. You know what I mean? So I was a professional. I got paddled all the time, like all the time. And and then when they take you out in the hall and they hit you with this, it's like a wood paddle. They got holes drilled on them and all kinds of stuff like that on it. Right?
Oh gosh!
And then it's loud. And then when you walk back into the class, every kid in the class is staring at you to see if you're crying. They're all watching. Everybody's like, "Is he cries at tears?" Oh, Pharo's got tears in his eyes. Pharo never had tears in his eyes, by the way. So anyway, but So that was.
I remember the day I got hit. This Catholic preschool, they were reenacting the birth of Adam and Eve, and Adam giving the rib and all this stuff. And I started laughing hysterically. Just what?
Nate. Oh, Nate.
Amazing.
It's Aussies.
Yeah. It's his birthday.
Most people don't admit to that part, though.
Yeah. But yeah, I was laughing hysterically, and they brought me out. They dropped my pants, just start beating me. And I'm screaming the entire time. The only one that beats me is my mom.
Yeah, but that laugh, that day.
Yeah, I do have a pretty bad laugh. Not gonna lie.
Terrible.
It sounds like a pterodactyl on heroin.
The Joker movie, like the new Joker movie. It's his laugh. Right there.
Oh yeah, Jared Leto. Oh no, the Joaquin, right? Joaquin Phoenix. Yeah.
Actually, if you were the Jared Leto kind, I'd have to leave right now.
Yeah, I was like, Jared Leto's your laugh?
I actually I like the guy as an actor and a lot of his other stuff. I mean, he Lord of War, he was amazing at, and then he goes to Joker and he has just I think pretending to be Jesus on stage and his band has gotten to his head. But
yeah,
he plays that type of actor that you would love to punch in the face really well.
Yep,
agreed.
Yeah, I think that's all in agreement across the board.
I mean, actually, if you date back his entire career to My So-Called Life, he was the big douche in that show. So I guess it fits.
I totally forgot about that movie.
Yeah.
Yep.
Labs and Steve Irwin.
That shows our age right there.
Crikey. I was writing dialogue for Hellwolf, and I was bouncing it off Nate and Jack, and I was like, hey, what if he says crikey? And Jack's like, hey, no. He goes, that's not a thing. I'm like, oh, so I was a total American by saying, what? You guys don't say that all the time? Like, that's not. He's like, no, that's so childish. Like, no one says that. So,
Oh, really? I thought they actually did too.
That's what I said. Well, that's like.
Is that just a Steve Irwin thing then?
Yeah, I guess. Everyone
was it Steve Irwin or was it Crocodile Dundee that said it?
Dundee.
That's the same guy.
Yeah, it was Dundee.
Yeah, everyone knows it was the same guy.
Yeah,
right?
Same guy. Don't all Australians?
Yeah.
Same thing?
That's
See,
great.
we were xenophobes aware. Yeah, but
Oh,
Can I come back in that time? Did I ruin everything for you guys?
well, here's the thing.
So
Nate lives in the
cultured.
future. So when
No,
you
this is amazing. I'm dying.
Nate lives in the future, so when you actually open your door, he's going to be there.
Oh crap!
Yes,
Shouldn't have said I'm from Wisconsin earlier.
he's going to be there.
They'll be like, "Good day, mate."
Nate's is only one person says crank. Yes, there you go. And that was Steve Irwin. So, but yeah, so that was a typical thing. Like, as an American, you're like, well, and that happens vice versa too. They're like, well, Americans always say this. I'm like, no, certain Americans, some certain geography say certain things like that. But
Like, how many of you say soda or pop?
I grew up in Florida. It was pop down there, but yeah, it's all depends. Yeah.
We say pop up here.
Yeah. But
Chris made me change buggy to cart because down here they say buggy. Up there they say cart. So he's like, it's not a buggy, it's a cart. Look at the sign, it says cart. And I was like, dude, it really says cart. Who made a buggy? Like,
all right, look. Soft drink. Now I will tell you, I don't want to get beat up because I could actually my wife is from North Jersey and she says things like.
Look at him. Look at him.
Yeah.
Look at
He
you.
knows.
Look at
Listen, I may have done a lot of things in my life. I may have fought grown men in underwear in cages, but I will tell you that person scares the shit out of me. I'm not afraid of anyone, but that person. But so I know my lane, and I like to occupy it. But,
she knows where you sleep.
yeah, sure does.
So,
is the better word.
One thing that I used to say up north that nobody understands down here is the term hoagie. You say hoagie or grinder down here, and they think I'm looking for a gay app if I say grinder. If I say hoagie, they look at me
I
cross-eyed.
actually thought you were.
I was like, wait, you're asking for a grinder? I'm like, dude, you're gonna come out now with your wife on the show? It's weird.
Like legit on my school vendor was grinders. Like you had a ham grinder, a turkey grinder. Now I gotta say sub all the time, and it was like so weird for me when I first moved here to say sub. And
they said
now
where I live in Jersey, it's hoagie or sub because we're right out we're Central Jersey, and it's kind of like we're outside of Philly. I mean, I'm at the ocean side, but see, my wife said, "White boy, it's a sub." That's what she just told me. So it's a sub, but it's a hoagie. So say she's
I grew up on the north side of Connecticut, like near Massachusetts, like borderline Rhode Island, and it was hoagie. Hoagies and subs, hoagies and grinders, and
sub for us. But yeah, the Philadelphia and all out that way, like what they all say hoagie. But
if you said sub, it meant you were going to Subway. That was the only time I ever said sub.
Right.
Like, when you're going to Subway, that's it.
Have you ever dropped slice? The first time I dropped slice, the girl looked at me and goes, "Slice of what?" And I was like, "Bitch, what do you think? A slice of pizza?" I was so pissed off. It was like the wrong day. Like the wrong day to mess with me.
Well,
I just want a slice.
You're also from New
Yes.
York, though. I mean,
well, I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Literally, that's a whole other thing.
I mean, you see me, I'm from New York. Just the way I dress and talk, but it was I was in a bad mood. I'll be honest. I said, "I just want a slice," and she goes, "Slice of what?" And just the way
I'll
she
be honest,
said
I thought you were talking about
wanted
bread.
to climb over the counter. I wanted to climb over the counter and drop kick her in the face. I'm like, "What do you think? A slice of what? Like, are you serious?" It just was a bad day.
No, I mean, no, like I said, my wife's from New Jersey, so the vernacular with that in New York it's almost identical. And
why are people from New York though so hostile about those particular things though? Like we could be in Minnesota or Wisconsin, be like, just give me a soda or a pop. I'm like, okay,
that's why because they live on top of each other and pay obnoxious rent prices for closets. Yeah. That's why
wound up tight.
Yeah, they're wound up tight.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
that's like if you go to New Haven and you say you want New York style pizza in Connecticut, you're starting to fight.
Yeah.
I'm sure you know that.
Yeah, you don't do that.
Yeah, we're very particular about our food.
No way.
I remember the first time I said I like deep dish pizza, my grandmother smacked me across the face and she said, "It's New Haven in this household only."
Mm-hmm. If you can't fold it, you're not supposed to be eating it. There's no knife and forks for pizza, man. That's a pot pie, bro.
Yep.
Yeah, no, that's some heavy artillery here. Like you literally getting the fisticuffs over that stuff.
I mean, so I said before, my grandmother and my grandfather, they actually came over here from Italy, and I had a friend over for dinner one night, and he was cutting his spaghetti, and my grandfather, he served in the wars and stuff. He looks over at the kid and he goes, "What are you, a little bitch? You can't spoon your spaghetti."
Yeah.
And he said it in this my grandfather had the thickest Italian, like he knew a lot of English, but it always sounded like very thick Italian. Like some of my uncles and stuff were in the mob. Like he had that Italian. Well, you can't bitch, you can't spoon your spaghetti. And my friend just looks at him like, "Are you gonna bury me in the backyard?"
Knife and a fork's a little much. That's a little silly though.
I'm telling you, man, like the Northerners and their food, you don't mess with it. You just don't mess with it.
Mm-hmm. No way. So, like, to my wife's credit, like I said, I grew up down in Florida, and my wife.
That's like when somebody.
Remix.
Shut up.
All right, you good? All right, just making sure.
I'm good.
All right, let me put my phone back. All right, go ahead.
Oh man.
All right. He's like, I'm just gonna turn the camera off. You can do it without the feed.
I'm gonna join her. I'm just gonna go in the room.
Come on over, babe.
Yeah, go over to the side of the
You
house.
got the invite, man. What are you waiting for?
There's space.
No, I'm good.
Oh.
You know, be side by side or like a news anchor? No.
We're independent in this household.
Yeah, I see.
Very independent.
Well, clearly Natalie has the better Wi-Fi though. So,
Right?
yeah. She right next to the router.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Video. Mm-hmm.
It's because the work computers are prioritized on the network, and since she's in the office, she's with the work computers, and I take the crappy laptop. So,
the wife's a priority. I like it.
For once.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sleep back later for that one,
bro. That couch looks like your bed tonight.
Most likely.
Yeah.
I get kicked to the couch regularly if I snore, if I want to watch TV, if she just wants to sleep in, if I breathe. Like I remember I walked in the room one night and I'm like, "Can I sleep in here tonight?" And she just rolls over. No. Nope.
No.
I want to sleep. No, you're leaving.
I do the starfish thing though. I need all the space.
Yep.
And I fight in my sleep, so it's not good for his face.
When we first got married, I used to sleep with my hands up like this, and then I'd elbow on her head all the time.
So bad. Right in the temple too.
I used to
sleep that reflex, that sleep reflex.
Yeah.
I got really good at ninjaing in my sleep though. I would just block it. Asleep.
Well, my wife and I
woke
first
up
got
one morning. No, I woke up one morning getting the crap beat out of me. I had no idea what was going on, and she said, "You've elbowed me in the head 3 times tonight."
I've done that. I was gonna say. My wife and I, when we first got together, like she, like one time she went to wake me up and she grabbed my shoulder. Yeah. So. Yeah. And Yeah, so that's and then she's, that's happened more than a few times. I've done the elbow too, like grabbing the elbow, and then she says to me, she goes, "Who do you think's gonna wake you up to kick your ass? Like, I mean, why are you like getting, why are you like, no one's gonna wake you up?" And I'm like, she's not wrong, because that really doesn't make any sense. But
I think that's in every guy, though. I don't think I've met a guy that doesn't have that defense mechanism. Like it's fight or flight, and most guys are gonna fight.
Yeah, I think so.
Hopefully,
I think it's exactly what it is. But yep. I did it to a nurse at a hospital when to come in and take my blood like 2:00 in the morning. She goes and grabs my arm. Like my wife's like, "Oh yeah, I meant to warn you. You don't want to do that." My wife was sleeping next to me in the couch there, and yeah, good times. Good times. They couldn't get rid of me fast enough. But yeah, I don't know. So Chris, you want to tell us about that image that you dropped the other day on your Instagram?
The cover.
You want to talk about
Chris 3.
Yeah,
I'd love to.
Okay.
So a lot of everybody, well, not everybody in here, but a lot of you, at least in this area, all know Mo Luzbin, and he's a traditional artist. He actually sent me work for I did a do it in your own style contest for issue 2. He had sent me a cover piece that I just absolutely fell in love with. And then he decided he was going to do a second one for me for issue 2. So he did the main cover, and then he did the Kickstarter cover, which wasn't planned. And then midway through the campaign for Kickstarter, he said, "Well, I want to do it for issue 3 as well. I really like your stuff." Him and I, got a good working relationship together, and he sent me this 2 11x17s next to each other, all spread out, and he said, "I want to do 4 panels. Can you see if your printer will do a 4-panel like fold out?" So I asked the printer. He's like, "No, I can't." He goes, "Well, screw it. I'm going to do 2 covers for the next book. It's going to be villains on one side, heroes on this." And he wanted to do the villains first because he just liked I had redesigned the characters for it, and he spent like a month drawing it out and working on it like diligently. I'd get these updates, and I think I shared them in our group chat a few times. And so mid last month, he sent me a completed inked version of it, and I sent it to my colorist Chris. And Chris and Mo, I don't know what I did there, but I just got 2 random dudes that are amazing at what they do. And I said, "Chris, can you color this?" And over the course of the month, Chris would do a little bit here and there. And I woke up one morning to this beautiful masterpiece that I just fell in love with. I mean, it's immaculate. I actually scoured the thing to see if I could nitpick anything, and I sent it to my whole team, my writing team, and I was like, "Guys, if there's anything we want to change," and it came back unanimous. No, this is like the quote was, "When the villains look better than the heroes." And so I threw the logo on it, did some editing just to fit the logo in, and I posted it. That is for our book 3, Unusual Suspects. Mo is amazing. Mo is what sucks about what sucks for him is that he came up in the 90s trying to become a very popular artist, and he was told in his country he was too American. His art style was too American for his country, and so he just gravitated naturally to more American style stuff. And seriously, I struck gold. The guy, and he's got a big heart. And so one thing he had struggled with was commission work and trying to get his name out. So I between the 3 covers he's done for me, I've shouted him out, and he messaged me and said, "Thank you. My wife was getting mad. I've been doing a lot of free work, and now because of I pay him clearly. Like I would not pay that man. He deserves every penny I possibly can throw at him for that work." And so now he's been able to get some more commission work. He's doing well. And then I think everybody that's seen Cristiano's work can agree the dude is a great colorist, puts a lot of work into his stuff. And absolutely beautiful. Look for we're going to be doing the Heroes version probably late January. I'll drop that the same way. I like it's a big cover, and I didn't want to just do one post on my Instagram with this cover. I felt it really deserved that 6-panel, open my profile, look at my picture post. I'll probably do a post this week with the full thing in an image so people can zoom in on it and stuff. But Yeah, beyond thrilled. Yeah, I read Raven. It's amazing.
Yeah, I got mine the other day. I was excited.
Oh, they actually got there? Cool.
I did. It was awesome. Excited.
So yeah, look for Crit issue 3 coming soon, and we got Crit 0 done by Jack Sloan and Nate Broughton. They're both doing the artwork for it. I'll be lettering it, and I think we've already written it, so just gotta letter it. So we got 2 books coming out real soon in 2021, and then I think I dropped that other one, Sticks and Bones. That'll come out as well, introducing my 5th character to Crit, the largest character on the team, the big tank. His name is Bones, and I am planning on drawing him like Peanut style, to where the head is always cut off. That's because he's so big. I kind of want to do that where his head's just cut off.
Like what was it? Police Squad, like Leslie Nielsen and all that. They had a character that's really tall, and you just never saw his head. That's the way to go. It's a good gag. Yeah, no, it's good.
For those of you that don't know my book, we have a very tongue-in-cheek approach to our storytelling. It's a superhero book with a lot of action and that style of stuff, but we don't take it too serious. It's a lot of fun, and I just think it'd be fitting to have most of his panels, especially if he has somebody else in there, to just show the relativeness of how tall he is, to have his head just completely cut off, like not fitting in frame. I just think it'd be awesome.
When are you launching? When can we expect this to launch?
Well, book 3, I'm almost done with it now. I'm on I've inked, I think 12, 13 pages of it. I've got Nate's going to be doing a panel, him and another guy on Instagram named Reference EU. I have a perspective piece. I have 3 different characters telling the same story, and they're arguing. And so I drew the main one. Nate's going to draw one of the arguments, and then Reference is going to draw the other argument. So, like I said, and I'm being fair here. I am waiting to give any of these inked pages to my colorist until he's finished with his main priority, so we don't distract him from that. I don't want to put anything else on his plate. So when he's done, we'll get it colored. I'm planning on a late January, early February release for both books, and then I will go to Kickstarter probably mid-March for book 4. My goal every time I go to Kickstarter is to fund my next 2 books. So the backers of Kickstarter, if whoever backs 4 will get 5, just like whoever backed 2 will also get 3, just for the cost of shipping. That's my goal. I think it's fair in the world we live in. We sell, as indie creators, we sell $6 books. You can go to the store and buy a $3 book. I think it's only fair. I know we put a lot of work into our stuff, but I don't want to outclass myself and charge books for $10 for other stuff. So I like to give back to the people that make it happen. So I'm gonna do the same strategy. If we fund enough, I'm gonna do 4 and 5 for all my backers.
Yeah, cool. Good stuff. Yeah, that's good. A lot of stuff coming 2021, right? So
I saw a piece that Nate put up on Facebook. Nate you put your cover on a somebody had posted, what are you working on right now? And you posted your cover for your next book.
Oh, me?
Yeah, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. It's think here. Yeah. I've got the next one in progress right now. It's about halfway done, and so I got done putting everything out. There's only one person I screwed up on their order, and I've got to recheck and redo it. Otherwise, everything. The goal is to have everything in before Christmas, and I wasn't expecting the USPS system to be so negligent and slow, but I mean, it's getting there. And then the fun part is hearing everyone reiterating that hey, they're getting their packages. They're really excited about getting stuff, and so that now the next phase is to basically heading into the trade paperback sort of area, the graphic novel, having some really thick hard books. So we're gonna have a lot of content for the next one, but yet still trying to keep the price point. So the biggest thing I'm sure some of you guys have learned is shipping and handling is expensive. So I did a lot of free stuff at the lower tiers just to entice people to come in. So I ended up chewing up a lot of extra costs that I particularly don't want to do again. So I'm trying to figure out the logistics of how to maintain a really good rigid price goal to allow anyone from different financial standpoints to come in and still find it fiscally possible to come back, because not everyone can back a $25 book. Not everyone can come in at a $60 level. You still want those guys that are going to give you the $5, $10. You want to make it accessible to everyone, because there's quite a few people that came in that were just like, I want to support you, but I don't have a lot. I'm like, well, hey, tell me what you can do and let's work out a deal. The salesman tactics and everything. So
yeah, no, I've done it. Yeah.
Right. So the biggest thing right now is trying to give so much content for a good value price, but maintain inventory and get stuff out there and to a broader, wider audience. So I'm hooking up with several other creators at the same time to help do some cross promotion. There's about like 10 guys I know that in just February alone are going to be dropping books. So we're all strategizing right now, talking about like, okay, how can we all branch out and reach into a higher level? Like the guy that you had on earlier here in the group, his name is Larry Higgins. He's a creator of Niobe. His last Kickstarter, he did 300 backers. And so it's just been kind of, we've all been talking. Yeah, wouldn't we all love to be there? So we've been talking back and forth. How do you get to that step? How do you go from 140 to 300? How do you make those goals? So we've been talking about what do people want to see on Kickstarter? What do people want to see in campaigns? Because when you go into a comic book store, what you're looking for is going to be different compared to when you're looking at an online site or when you're backing a book. So we've just been kind of talking about like, what's the value behind what you're doing? And so like when people got their books, a lot of people enjoyed having a numerous amount of stuff to just pull out of a bag. Like it's something like a Christmas gift. You're opening up stuff. You're like, wow, look at all this stuff. So we're also treating the idea of how do people receive it? How do they engage with the product? Because not only are they reading the story and they're looking at the covers, but how do they feel about it? So there's a lot of logistics and just that back end stuff that are going into it. How do you approach it from the other end of it?
I've been trying to reach out myself, and my goal for 2021 is to reach that wider audience. I've spoken to you about that. I think that's one thing that indie creators just have a big struggle with, is that larger audience outside your friends and family. And the networking piece is big to it. I've actually got a few meetings in January set up with some bigger comic book marketing people, like they actually do like market the bigger books. My uncle works for the printing company that does all of DC and Marvel stuff. I got a couple of names from him that market just comic books. That's their entire job. And he said, you might want to reach out to them. That's what they do. They know like placement and visibility. That's where you want to go. Especially, the people in here, we have high quality books. It's not like we're putting out crayon drawings on pieces of paper and trying to sell them for $10.
I might be. It's hard to say.
No.
I would make a coloring book for people to use their crayons on. I would not sell
that's cool. That
crayon.
There are some guys that have done that, and I think the logistics is more or less the paper itself to color on. It's finding the right stuff, and it's
if you do it right. But if your level of art and storytelling isn't there, then that's one thing. But I know Jason's quality. I've read your books, and I'm confident in mine as well. And I think that reaching out to those larger audiences is only the logical next step. You can only get so far with your Instagram followers and your Facebook friends. And that's my goal for 2021, because I feel like with DC going down to 12 titles, it's going to be the year to try and fill that gap. Everybody in here knows what my job is. I talk to comic book stores every day. That's actually my job. And so I've asked every single one of them what they plan to do to fill that void, and I've gotten a lot of positive feedback saying they're looking at indie, they're looking at Kickstarter. So the need and desire is there.
Well, and Kickstarter already proves success. It shows the numbers of who's supporting what and where the eyes are on and things. And so it's just bridging that gap of like, because even in Hollywood right now, they're already talking about how theaters are not going to be about like your independent projects going up there. It's, as one guy says, it needs to be something that puts butts in seats. How do you get it so now that people are coming to the theater, it's an intentional thing? I think Tom Hanks today was just talking about like, we're not going to see these mature movies that are just for certain niche groups on the big screen. It has to be something of the Marvel thing where it's continuously bringing people back in. It has to be franchises. The way that things are going in this current situation in this world is we can't expect to run things on the same level that we were just even 9 months ago. There has to be a different mentality of how you promote, engage, and interact with everything around you.
Well, I also think that with the new strategy of streaming everything, it's low risk for a lot of these companies to just have a streaming service that they put their stuff on, because they're not paying for all the marketing and all the cost of putting it into theaters, the cost of getting it onto a network, things like that. They just stream it on their own.
It's direct to consumer now.
They cancel it. Correct. So, you know, I watched an interview with another creator earlier this year, and he said, you know, your goal as a comic book creator should only be in the top 200, because the top 100 comic books are already purchased properties. Once you get into like the 111, that's when they're properties that haven't been bought yet, and that's where they're going. They're not looking at the top 100; they're looking at the top 200. So that's what you're. And I think, you know, if you're looking at it like that way, like, oh, you know, top 200, that's, I mean, it's still intimidating. At the same time, though, it's a little bit more feasible than trying to get a number 50 book.
Well, and the great thing too is currently streaming services are looking for new, innovative, original content, because now people are consuming content on a much grander scale than what we've experienced in the past, even in the last 5 years. Now you've got Netflix, Hulu, Apple, Disney, all fighting for control of just your attention. So if they can all bring in like once a month, I think, was it Netflix has 12 new things that they'll drop in out of nowhere, and they're constantly looking for new things to license, create, and just new original content that's bringing people into their service. And so a lot of people have also been talking about, like, what do you look out besides what you're working on?
And a lot of the stuff we watch, we don't even realize is based off of comic books. There's so many TV shows and movies that come out, and everyone loves them. And I'm like, yeah, that was a comic book. Yep, that was a comic book. Like, like Netflix put out that movie with Charlize Theron recently, and it was a comic book. Nobody thought of it.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, the Greg Rucka book. Yeah.
I mean, look at what The Boys did. Nobody read The Boys until The Boys was a TV show.
Oh yeah. So the book's not actually that good.
I mean, it's more shock value than anything else. But
yeah, Garth Ennis is nothing but shock value. I mean, his writing is, you could argue it in several ways. He's really good on Punisher and stuff like that, but to maintain anything outside of that genre is, I don't know. He'd have to work for it.
I was never really I mean, I've read the books, and I was never a big fan, but it did inject more fan base into the books. So, you know, I think we're in a good time. We're in a good time to be noticed, to be, you know, out there creating and getting our name out there.
Definitely.
And I think we all have the same. All have the same end goal. And like, if we and one thing I think that creators do that's wrong is we fight each other instead of working together. If we can all just work together towards the same goal, and you know, when one person succeeds, we celebrate that success instead of, you know, jealousy and things like that you kind of run into along the way when it comes to competitiveness. I think right now we're in a unique situation where we don't need to compete. We just need to hope that, you know, push each other out there. When one gets there, you kind of like, you know, work your way backwards. Like, hey, you know, you need to check this book out. You need to check this book out.
You don't want to have the image effect where they all came together and then immediately started fighting with each other, because they're all different egos, a lot of egos.
Right. I mean, we create comic books. There should be no ego, because just because somebody likes the Convictor and not Crit, I'm not over here like, oh, why don't they like Crit? It's like, well, maybe they like, you know, the fact that his guy does more backflips and punches and kicks than my guys do. My guys argue amongst each other like friends. You know, like, I'm not
backflips. He does do backflips to anybody that follows the Convictor.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. We have to be very. We have to be very precise. He has a lot of black, a very, very specific color black. It cannot be a shade lighter. Darker.
He's got about 35 years of bullshit going on with him. So,
Nathan in the comments is asking if the results have been revealed for Omen and Calibers.
Oh yeah, what happened with that?
Did that ever get revealed, or is that still in the middle?
I have not heard. I think he's going to drop it on Christmas Day. Personally, I know when I asked him, he said Christmas.
Yeah, I said that. Where'd that come from?
That was Jason. But I do think he's going to reveal that on Christmas. He said he knows, and they're working on getting the artwork colored. I know Nate and I have both seen the black and white version of the artwork. It's really freaking awesome. I'm excited for it. To be honest with you, I never cared who won or lost that fight because, you know, when Brett asked me who Caliber should fight, I knew it had to be somebody from Slate. You know, at the end of the day, whether we win, lose, or draw, those are my boys. Those guys are helping me. If you've read Crit 2, there's an advertisement page in the book. If you've read it, there's a piece where Boulder shows off of his Boulder Dash shoes. So I am going to tell you that I finished the book. I was about to send it to the printer. I was doing my final rundown on the book before I sent it. Lettering had been done 3 times at this point. I had literally like ripped this book apart from page to page. I printed it on my own printer, started going through, and realized that because I had 2 full page pieces done, it screwed up the entire book and I was a page short. So I called Jason. I was panicking, like, what do I do? Do I put my thank you page in the middle of the book? Like, what do I do here? And Jason had an idea. He's like, why don't you just do some kind of stupid ad? Like, your stuff is tongue in cheek. Do something stupid. So I had no time to draw this stuff out. I sent Nate a message and I said, dude, can you draw Boulder holding a pair of shoes, smiling really big, and we'll make a joke out of it. And so he did it. I think in 24 hours, I had this full colored piece back. And
that's cool.
We made a huge joke about it not even being really Boulder. It's like a guy pretending like, how does he even fit in this skin suit? Like, we made a whole big joke about it. And I got a lot of positive feedback from that piece, from my screw up, and that dude saved my back. So when, like I said, win, lose, or draw, it would have been great because, you know, at the end of the day, that's a friend of mine, and I don't care. I think that they would go out and get it anyway.
They use the same artist that they used for the Convictor and Caliburn. Do you know?
I think so. It said for Wingless, so I'm assuming
the
same guy.
Same guy. Yeah, he's good.
Is this all being done through that Indie Dispatch guy? Whatever, I don't know his name. Okay.
So that's actually a really big thing that you should check out. Brett's launched beta. He's actually launching a creators platform to sell and get all your stuff out. Like it's to me, it looks like Indie Planet, but it's better managed, and you're in control of all your own stuff.
Right.
You know, and I think I like the idea of it because you've got a lot of creators on there sending creators to that site. A lot of indie creators that are doing successful Kickstarters are sending their people to the site. He's working on some fulfillment. I've put him in contact with a fulfillment company to try and handle like a retail side. I think there's a lot of good stuff going on that people are going to be really blown away with in 2021. I know I myself and Jason have some stuff in the works. I know Dennis has got some stuff in the works. I think it's going to be a good year. It's going to be a real good year for artists.
I hope so. We need it.
Oh, definitely.
You know, and artwork wise, I got this lady up here. She's actually got a client who has a horse, and this woman seems to think that she's a Disney princess. Not to talk bad about it, but she's like 90.
Don't talk about the client on a live video, bud. Don't do that.
She's a beautiful, amazing woman with a Frisian horse.
She is.
Well, yeah. Okay, you clarified because that it was a horse because it sounded like Chris said something else. Okay.
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 It sounded bad, really bad.
Yes, Natalie.
When you're working with older people in general, you know, we all know that as we age, our skin is not as elastic as it is now.
Yeah, I
she
know.
sat for like hours making this woman look like a Disney princess, and I found out recently that she didn't take a picture in front of the castle. And she said she posted this like before and after. And mind you, I sit like 6 feet behind her, so I should have seen her working on this. And she made this Disney-esque castle behind her. Like, I was like, "Hey, did you really make that?" And she was like, "Yeah, that castle wasn't there." Like, so she put like 10, 15 hours into that picture. I was blown away. So she's got some really good stuff taken off on that with like clients looking.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he was like
with branding. I think it.
See what?
Oh, so with branding, the age we're in, everyone's moving to a digital platform. So businesses like hers that do the Photoshop and the touch ups and cleanup for people. I know myself, I just got a nice big furry D20 that we're going to be doing some branding for.
we were worried about that.
Oh well, it's worth it.
Yeah, at least you don't miss the conversation that way. So
you don't miss out.
no, it's all good.
But yes, so I think all creators, especially digital creators, right now are doing well because we're moving more towards that digital platform for everything. That might be something freeze.
Yeah, and there it is. Yeah, boy. He called that one too. It was like
It did. It did.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But he's right. There's a big need for digital stuff right now, especially updating your branding, your headshots, staying relevant, and then making sure it looks like quality. Everyone with the selfies and trying to Photoshop themselves, please call a professional. You'll get so much work.
Yeah. I'm gonna get a headshot.
Well, speaking of,
come on over.
Concrete posted something about branding, like having your brand. And so I kind of went through the other day looking at some of the creators I know on Instagram to look at their pages. And you've got some that are really good with just focusing on their brand and their characters. So everybody knows when you go to like Convictor page, you're going to see Convictor or things related to Convictor. I went to a comic book page where it's selfies, it's pictures of other people's cars, and then every once in a while you'll see a comic book page or something. And I was like, I think even in indie comics, we need to like hold ourselves to that level of like branding, so people know when they go to your page what you do, what you sell, what your brand is.
Well, the other question you'd ask though is, what was their engagement like? What's
none?
Oh yeah, none across the board. Yeah, then that's bad all around.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't have engagement and you don't have like your stuff constantly being pushed out there, I mean,
Instagram's got really bad though with the organic sort of outreach. As apparently right now they're doing a thing that if you're not meeting a certain criteria of likes and response within a certain amount of time, they're cutting your reach. Actually, like I've got over 1,000 people, but only 50 people actually see my stuff because I don't do a whole lot of engaging, and it's like the last thing on my list of places I go check. And so they actually restrict your view because you're not top line view right now. So if you're not making it a priority to make sure that that's the top of the line, that they restrict your view because they consider you less of a valuable thing to their platform.
Is this like a new algorithm or something?
Yeah. They redo. Yeah, they redo it like every year or 6 months.
Yeah.
And they'll put out a new one. Like last year, it was the carousel. It was the 10 pictures. If you're utilizing that very well, you're more likely to get more engagement.
Reels is huge right now. Like any reels is like that is they push that right to the front if you got a reel going.
Yeah, they said videos are going to be a big thing next year, but because of the situation, they want to streamline it to They want to go head to head with YouTube in some sort of way, apparently.
Dennis, what do you got going on?
We talking about 2021 yet, or are we just talking about right now?
What do you got going on now? What do you got going on?
I know you can't see it. Little Convictor action.
Oh yeah, it's we running. Always running.
Well, it's for the commissions knocking that out.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of Christmas pieces for Draw for Change for the charity. We're doing an art exchange, so I'm working on a couple pieces for 2 artists there, and for the charity event, and get that knocked out. And then I was gonna drop it for our New Year's, but I am working on my own OCs. I got
I'm excited to see that.
One book already planned. It's a mini. It's already plotted and roughed out. It's already paged out. It's 15 pages. I already went through with it with one of my writer friends, and she kind of helped me tune it up. And I want to drop it on you, Jason, sometime in the next couple months. And then I got another big one, a full one that I was actually working with the Slate Boys. And that one I'm hoping to drop next year. We're going to start promoting January, and that's going to be the bigger boy. But yeah, you know what I mean? I think just following you guys' leads of the build up to that character, getting the character out there, talking about it, making it not something that's just dropped out of the blue. And it's weird because I want to pick in you guys' brains as we go on. Like, you know, is it about telling a story? And for me, it's like I have a story to tell. And everyone always saw me as the artist guy. And now it's just like, you know what? I'm more than just a good pen. There's a brain behind there, and I got a couple stories to tell. So we'll go from there.
Rick Mueller was just a pencil guy, and look at him now.
Yeah.
He's old and crazy.
I'm 2 out of 3 right there. So
I can relate. I resemble that comment. But
so Dennis is gonna be sleeping 0, like literally no sleep, Dennis.
Well, Nick,
you're doing sequential work.
Yeah, I'm good on 5.
Nick finished up a Kickstarter. So what do you got going now, Nick?
Just getting ready for the next one. Getting in, going into overdrive. Going to be starting up a Patreon here real soon. That's going to be kind of a behind the scenes look at the production. So instead of doing like a lot of the behind, like cluttering up my Instagram with like a lot of needless things, it's going to be used more for promotional. And the Patreon will be used more for behind the scenes stuff, and it'll be used for people that have questions. I've had kind of got bombarded, and time is very valuable. You know, as we talked about, I got 5 kids, so if people want to actually learn something, I'll take them to behind a paywall and beat them up. So you know, so it's basically just kind of monetizing my time at the moment. But also, I'm going to have extra stories on there. It'll be stuff that will be collected later in the trade paperbacks, but will be extensively like webcomics. So I've got about 6 months worth of stuff accumulated already that I'm just kind of just sitting with or just trying to kind of get ready. So it'll be kind of video essays and a few other things once I get up and running, but it'll be more of a one-on-one experience for a lot of people and talking to people one-on-one and just kind of breaking down a lot of stuff and page creations, writing, the whole who has it and stuff. So we'll see how it goes. It might change based upon what people react to and how they see things. So it's going to be in beta testing basically for a little while.
Are you the only guy that does your sequential? Whoops.
I'm sorry, what?
Nick, are you the only guy that does your sequential work, or do you have more people working on your book?
It's just me. But the one I want to do is, so my goal for after the next one is to kind of branch out and start hiring on more people. So that it will really kind of depend on how this next one does from a business standpoint. I want to grow in and start hiring more people because I got about 3 more properties I want to launch. But I can't do that unless the next books meet the need and the goal for that expansion. So I'm not gonna do more than what I should. And if there's no demand for that, I'm not gonna push myself to meet that expectation. But yeah, the goal is to basically start kind of growing and expanding this to an actual publishing unit. But we'll see how that goes. It's goals, but they're not tangible yet. But yeah, to answer that question, I am the one that does all of that at the moment. And
yeah, because when you started saying webcomic, I'm over here like I have 32 books I got to write, and I'm like, how do you find time to do the webcomic on top of the normal comic? Because I'm working on 3 and 4 right now, and I couldn't even imagine.
I did talk to a guy that because I was slow because I was going for that ultra super detailed realistic look like a Jim Lee sort of thing, and yeah, it kills you.
I'm sorry. I don't, because that's literally my struggle literally right now.
Yeah. And so he started talking about how to kind of do shortcuts, but yet still obtain that same goal and but still maintain the reader's sensibility of like, they're still getting the same stuff, but you know what you're doing in the background to cut to those corners. And so a lot of it was speeding up with the coloring. Like it used to take me 3 days just to flatten color and everything. And now I've got it down to like maybe 8 hours. And it's just simply by just connecting certain dots and just speed lining my process. But you don't really know that until you know where all your weak points are. And then kind of going, I need to close this loop here, move faster here. This is redundancy I can get rid of. And then digital helps so much more in those cases, being able to just do something. And I think I get 4 hours of sleep every night. So I'm when the kids are sleeping, that's when I'm working. So the concentration level just goes way up, and then I die at the end of the night. So it's one-off.
That's me. I fall asleep with my iPad in my hand every night. So
yeah,
I feel you.
But yeah, and then it's also just kind of figuring out a lot of prelim. Like I do a lot of before work that sets me up to do it in that moment so that I can just reduce time. so that I can keep up. Like I've got a lot penciled right now, and I do a lot of work in the beforehand, so that when I do get to the inking stage and the coloring, it just kind of flows all into one. Because the minute I'm done inking, I'm takes me about 10 minutes to flat everything in that next second. Paint bucket tool works immensely well once you know how to use it effectively.
I don't do much digital, but I know that.
Yeah. You got to close all your lines.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think the what that helps speed up the process with me and Chris is I do all the flats, and I mean it's just like you said. Once you learn the reference and paint bucket, it's done. And then he just has to go through and do all his details and everything else. But I mean, once Jason gets on the digital side,
yeah, that'll be awesome. Well, and also Jason Brubaker, who's got a channel, was talking about when he was working on Kung Fu Panda for DreamWorks, was talking about how he was so concentrated on this methodical process for the storyboards and creating the backgrounds for the movies and everything. And he came in and he started seeing other concept developers on the movie that are just using 3 simple colors, and they're creating these masterful works of art just digitally, and they're using 3 basic colors to just basically get everything in there. And he started thinking that his process may have been too involved, and that if he could get into the simplicity of it, that once you've pulled back, you could see all the details. But of course, like when you got up real close, you could see all the different layers. So it's kind of like how those old Renaissance masters would paint, that you get up close and you're like, oh, that's terrible. You got far back, you saw all the details. Right. So I've learned a lot that you can do a lot of work beforehand, or you can do it in stages. Just because you got to the coloring stage doesn't mean you have to be done inking. You can start going back and adding things to simplify the process even faster. Because once you know where your shapes are and where your light source is, you can play with a lot more elements a lot quicker. But you got to figure that stuff out quick.
She's all about light sources.
But so Natalie, now that Chris, I was asking your wife before, what do you got going on? Where can people find you? Tell us about, all your various enterprises that you do.
Oh my gosh, what am I not into?
Yeah, I know. I said to Chris one day, I'm like, she's got like 8 Instagrams, and he's like, yeah, I know. So
I actually had to delete like 5 different ones because I had a friend. He's a producer, and he told me, he was like, so your problem with your business is I don't know what you do. Are you doing real estate? Are you doing photography? Are you painting? Are you sewing stuff? I had a sewing business at one point. So I went through and I was like, all right, let's just simplify, get rid of this. And at that point, I really focused on my branding. So once I focused on my branding and kind of made it easier for people to figure out what I do, that's when the business started getting crazy. So I've been really blessed to be lucky enough to be really busy and slammed with work. So with that being said, I haven't had time to market. So that is one of my weakest points is marketing. But with that, I'm also pretty OCD with my grid. So I'll do a grid of 9 with the design and then color coded. So it takes me like 10 hours to get 9 posts in line. So that's kind of where I am. But this year it'll be education, equipment, studio building, marketing, business, and invoicing. So all the good stuff.
Cool. Good stuff.
I know she's really excited to be able to have 2 weeks off and work on the branding piece. Because,
so pumped.
Yeah, she hasn't been able. She didn't post on Instagram. We didn't post on Instagram for I think 6 months because she had all these business when COVID hit, everybody went digital, and then she was just doing digital work for like 6 months straight. Couldn't even post on Instagram.
I know. I hated it, but I loved it because I was like, I need to let people know I'm still relevant. I'm still out here, but deadlines are number one. And then the OCD thing, I was like, I have to make it look beautiful. I have to keep up with this. So I'll be posting a lot here pretty soon.
So me, I guess we've already, there's a lot of inside jokes going around here about me, about Jason should draw digital. Yeah, Jason should get into digital drawing. Jason's a traditional artist, and traditional artist is literally killing Jason. So that's what's going on right now with me. And very much like Nick said, the hyper realistic, super uber detailed work is, I have, through trial and error, I actually have found a much more smoother process for certain things. I mean, again, I'm just doing line work and inking, I don't do the coloring. And we talked about Cristiano, so I could say it now. Cristiano is the colorist on Harness Moon, Cristiano Cruz. He was kind enough to help us come in and help us out when we had some issues there. So he is the colorist. He's got a lot of the Hunter's Moon book, and he is pumping it out. Like, the stuff that I am seeing is amazing, and I would really love to drop entire pages, but I don't want to do it because I've worked so hard to keep a lot of this book close to my chest. Outside of sharing it with people that I'm looking, advice for or whatever. But yeah, so I have pages that I sound snippets out, but I would really love to just drop them just so people understand that stuff it's getting done. It's getting worked on. It's getting done it's to everyone's benefit. That's what I could tell you. Matter of fact, we had so much because it took us a little while to locate Cristiano, get somebody that we felt was suitable enough to do, thanks to Chris, Chris Peer, who was able to get him for us because we were really stuck there for a hot minute. And he came in, he fits our style for what we're trying to do with Hunter's Moon and the Convicted books in general. And very thankful that we have him. And he's detail oriented. He takes, he's amazing with the direction because Lord knows I'm a pain in the ass with it. But he's good stuff. And, thanks to Chris. Yeah, he laughs because he knows it's true. He knows I am like a massive meticulous jerk. And I
never said jerk. Yeah, you were very meticulous.
I know what I am. I'm shit. I already know that, but I just, but stuff's getting done and it's getting done well. And I felt so confident that I actually threw in 2 extra pages just because, because I was just, I had a part of the story when I original draft, a couple of drafts in that I took out. And then I realized that now, because the book did overlap on time, we're not, we're running late on it, but we're not 3 months late anyway. So we're running a little bit late, but I felt because Cristiano's got about 3/4 of these pages out there he's doing, and Chris Michaels here is doing our lettering, which is the official letterist for Hunter's Moon, and pretty much everything else I'm going to do. Surprise!
I love lettering. I actually wish I could just letter books. I enjoy it so much more than drawing.
So I went back to my old drafts and I actually said, what, I have a little bit of time here. So I threw in 2 of these pages that I did. Basically what I did was I elongated a fight between the Convictor and the Wolfman in this book. So you're getting actually 2 more pages of fisticuffs. A lot of these guys have seen it already in the chat that the Chris and Dennis have. So it's I felt bad that it went late, so I drew more. So does that make sense? I don't know, but it benefits the book. So it carries the story more, I think, and it really shows the Convictor's personality. So yeah, there you go. So again,
I love the conversation. Yeah, I love the conversation we had where you were like, "Is it too much action?" And I mean, you can't have not enough action with the Convictor. You just can't.
I know. It's just when I look at it when I'm drawing, and I look at it though, and I'm like, that's a lot. That's a lot. But the flow. It's all about flow, and that's why I want to make sure the flow goes. Obviously flows, I mean, for lack of a better term, but that it carries from one panel to the next and it conveys a sense of urgency and to a climax, you know what I mean? To obviously that's what you're building towards in a story. And so I threw these 2 pages and I felt comfortable doing them. And I think they're really good pages. They're probably some of my best stuff. And so I'm excited. So yeah, Chris is coloring this. Chris is a great colorist, and we're excited that he came and bailed us out. So he helped us out, and he's couldn't be happier. So
when we got that first page from him, that's when I knew the book was just going to be amazing, and I really can't wait for everyone to see it. Just I give you a lot of crap for your meticulousness. You're not a jerk. You just know what you want. I mean, you don't. No, a jerk is someone you don't sound very demanding, because there is a little bit of a language barrier with Cristiano sometimes. I think, right. Because he is from Brazil, and him and I talk all the time very, very well. I think that sometimes he's very fine point on what he wants, and sometimes that kind of gets lost. But we're able to go back, and I do like now that Cristiano will send you messages like, "Is this what you're looking for?" Before I do an entire page, "Is this what you're looking for?" He's gotten good with that, and I think as an artist to artist, because he's very meticulous with his work, he respects the fact that you're so detail orientated, and it shows in the book.
I'll never forget. Like I said, I mean, I'm talking most people, but there was a piece he sent me with Hellwolf, and it was a very far off shot of Hellwolf, and I just out of nowhere, like, so can we color this part of his helmet tan? Chris is like, I was away at my daughter getting married. So Chris answered for me. He goes, I think what Jason says is that we need this very small. In the comic, it's literally this going to be this big. It's like, but I saw it, and I didn't matter. It could have been purple and no one would have noticed, but I noticed. And but Chris took it. He's been, Chris here answered, and then Cristiano, no problem. So yeah, he's really yeah. So yeah, he's a good dude. Like I said, I'm hoping everybody will be happy when you get it. So like I said, I'm trying to give you the best possible product I can. So, but. Mm-hmm. We'll see.
It's gonna be sick. It's gonna be amazing.
I
can't wait to let this thing and read the story myself.
I'm really tired of it. I mean, I'm not tired of it in that sense. I'm just tired. I'm just like, I sit at the desk and I'm just like, and like I took a week off. I literally took 7 days off of work so I could get completely caught up on my end with the stuff. And so that's dedication, I guess. So
everybody's going to want to know, since you're close to wrapping up on the artwork for Hunter's Moon.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Where are you going next? Are you going to go digital? Are you going to do a book in digital? Or are you going to do just maybe a half book in digital? Like, what's your plan?
I have Resurgence already. Pyro makes a surprise entrance in the Convictor. You never know, he might. But I have a lot of the Resurgence book, the Convictor Resurgence book, that I was originally penciling before we decided to do Hunter's Moon. Like this time last year, I was actually working on Resurgence. So I got a good portion of that one done. I will tell you that I don't know how it would. I think I spoke to you, Chris, about this. I don't know how it would work if I went from I think I got 10 pages that are traditional on that. And then if I went to digital, you know what I mean? I mean, part of me wants to just keep it traditional, but I will tell you, like, if I were to kickstart that book or anything like that, I'm just going to finish the book first before I even bring it to Kickstarter, because I don't want to go through this kind of nightmare again. It's, and I'll be frank here. I mean, this is like I didn't anticipate the obstacles that we had and the setbacks that we had, and things happen. I mean, should anticipate it, but we should have probably pushed our fulfillment date a little further. But that being said, I also grossly underestimated the time for traditional art versus the time that I have of free time of my own. I work 13-hour days, and so there was that too. So I can't push it all on circumstance. There was also that as well. So next time, lessons learned for me, I think I'd rather have, if not most of at least 3/4 of the book, I would love to have finished before I would even do that again. Because I just don't want, and I feel bad. Like I said, I mean, this is something I want to give to people. This is my, I want people to have it. And part of me, it's like the pressure is unreal because I feel bad about it. But it is what it is. My backers have been phenomenal about it. They all have been great, and they all have been very understanding. So I can't really complain about that. I have some amazing backers, and everyone here is one of them. So But yeah, just want to get it out from under me and on to the next. So I think I might do Resurgence, just completely do that, and then traditional. I don't know, but Hellwolf, I'm not penciling Hellwolf.
Let's go.
Yeah, this guy over
ready.
here is
Let's go.
Dennis penciling Hellwolf.
Do it.
Dennis is going to do it digitally or traditionally. Dennis, what are you doing?
Digital. Digital, sir.
Yeah, so we got that, and
I'm ready.
So that's I'm gonna do a cover, you know what I mean? So I might do that digitally. I think I'm going to. I think I'm gonna use that to get my feet wet, get a little more comfortable doing it. But I might.
I got a question. Is Hellwolf like after Hunter's Moon? How is it all kind of together? Like how does it all work?
All right, here's the funny thing about Hunter's Moon. Like originally, the book Resurgence that I was talking about, that was actually going to be the first book of the Convictor, right? And that was, we were doing that, and then what we ended up doing was Hunter's Moon kind of snowballed into something, and then we were like, it just got its own like gravitational force to it, and we're just like, well, I guess let's do this. So Hunter's Moon is cool because it can early on, it's a year 2 for the Convictor in his overall. So it can anywhere within the year 2 books. I think we have our first 4 books are, I think, year 2. So Hellwolf is included in the year 2 area of the Convictors. You know, so it's interchangeable in a sense. Hellwolf could run alongside Hellwolf. Ideally should be after Hunter's Moon, but it doesn't need to be. There's some elements that could play that you will be in Hunter's Moon that you could lend a little bit of information to the Hellwolf book, but it's not a necessity. But now that's the same thing with Hunter's Moon. Hunter's Moon you could read Resurgence if that was out first before Hunter's Moon, it'd be the same thing. But instead you have Hunter's Moon before Resurgence, it's the same thing. It's just all within the same year. So if that answers any questions, but the Convictor is not in Hellwolf, so let's just put that. He has nothing to do with it. It's clearly absolutely about Hellwolf himself, so and his little dirty dealings. But yeah, he's quite the popular guy for a guy I just freaking drew and threw out there. I was on a day because I came across the old drawing, and now it's another thing. He's everybody loves him, you know.
I was going to say that I still think Hellwolf's come quite a ways from the first, like, hey, here's this dumb villain guy that I made, and then all of a sudden he's got his own book. So
yeah,
awesome.
Well, that's just how it seems to work, right? And then Dennis draws him like all over the place. He's literally everywhere. Like, I don't think
he's
Dennis
a fun character.
He's got him, you know. And then they had the indie comic team up, which was amazing. Like all that stuff.
One more to go. I got that needs to go, man.
That Hellwolf, like with the X-Men stuff, is cool. I do dispute whether or not the Convictor would be slain on the wall, but anyway.
I knew that was going to come up, too.
But I'm just saying.
I knew that was coming.
You cannot slay.
You know, it's actually really cool. Dennis predicted the future in that panel because the piece with Reach was just perfect. I'm drawing it now, and I was like, man, that is freaking perfect. How did you do that? Because I haven't told you that yet. That was a story change that we kind of put in last minute. So that's cool.
That's
so.
I think that's so Hellwolf.
Yeah, I'm so glad that has taken off now. That when something's really cool, it's so Hellwolf. But
that was my first Hellwolf piece. I loved drawing that one. That was like my walk away from the explosion. Cool guys walk away from explosion.
Yeah, that's a good piece. Like I said, that made it on the actually here on the YouTube. It's on the I think the Conjure piece is on the YouTube banner. So that's a good piece too.
I think we forgot to mention though that Dennis has been putting out some amazing crossover pictures.
Thanks,
my gosh.
Yeah.
That one that you drew with everyone in there in that Earth 2 sort of tribute. I mean, that blew my mind. I opened it up and I was like, it stood there for a good minute, just going, holy crap, this is awesome. And then when you just posted of all like that Days to Future Past tribute, oh man, that blew my mind. I was like, that's nice.
Dude, I'm tired, man. I got one more to go for Modern
Age.
No
sleep.
Tired. Yeah, I'm burned out, but I'm like, let me pump this last one out. I'll drop it on hopefully Saturday, Sunday, and complete the set. And but it's the biggest one, so we'll see.
They're all been great. Yeah, that whole Indie Comics team up thing's been phenomenal. Like that Indie Comics Union stuff, like that's just they're really good stuff. Bringing a lot of folks together for that. So Every time I see someone draw the convictor, I was just like, I just,
Right.
it's always so cool to me. Like, no matter what, I don't even care about the skill level. I just think it's just great. But,
yeah, it's probably the best feeling is waking up and seeing someone tag you in a picture of one of your own characters. It's like
unreal, right?
Really.
Yeah, it's never gets old. Like, it's literally the same feeling every time I get it. Like, I wake up and I'm just like, damn, like somebody else took their own free time to draw a character of ours. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy to me.
Hey, Natalie, when are you going to draw one of these?
Somebody,
yeah. She's
When are you gonna draw one of these? I want to see.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta. You gotta do some superhero stuff. Let's
yeah,
see.
we were talking about this, Chris and I.
I'll be honest. I have a little time off, so
let's go.
See what happens. I have 2 bedrooms to paint, some holes to patch, and then maybe I can throw some stuff on a canvas or do some digital stuff. So
no pressure.
After
I'm gonna show you guys something. Hold on.
Don't you do it?
Deadpool, like, I saw the Deadpool. Deadpool's dope.
Oh, man, that was a total accident too. I just had a canvas.
That was really good.
A couple hours. Let me just throw something on here. That actually went into a bid war, so it was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's what Chris was saying.
With the art, I only do pieces.
Nice.
That's Darth Vader. Chris, you
Yeah.
can bring it to my camera because I have the HD one.
Yeah, Chris.
Oh, is he gonna come hang out with me? Oh.
Here he comes. Here he comes in. Darth Vader. Right
He's not
down
gonna
the
leg.
hallway.
He's not gonna leg.
Wow.
Oh, we're getting the sound effect.
Oh, that's really good.
Dude, the sky is amazing.
You can put it in front of me.
Yeah, you just
I bet we're echoing. I'll be quiet.
No, I muted myself.
Check it out. This is palette knife.
Yeah, that's really great.
Wow.
This is glowing.
Yeah, that's impressive. Like, yeah,
Insane.
you actually conveying the
Not
glow. Yeah.
glowing. What else do we have here? I had a little dusty stuff. So I just had a big, huge brush and went dusty stuff.
Yeah.
And his face. I don't
That's
know
good.
if we can like show the face. I'm rolling out. Show the face.
That's solid.
That is so
Really
cool.
good. And Vader's hard to draw. I can just imagine how hard he is to paint.
Oh my gosh. So Vader for me, it took me like 4 hours to draw it wrong. And
Yeah.
then another 4 hours to draw it right. So
Yeah.
and then like 2 years
Vader's
to paint.
tough.
So
Anything
Yeah.
tougher than Vader's a stormtrooper and their stupid helmets. But
It's the design. It's the
it is.
complexity.
Design is, and man, it's hard to get, especially if you're
Yeah.
doing 3/4 or anything like that. Like,
yeah,
That's
the
why I don't
Vader.
draw them.
Yeah, he was like, I want a Darth Vader for a Christmas present. And I was like, all right, I can do that. A couple of years later, he finally got it.
Yeah,
it's a very nice piece. It's really,
That is really cool.
It's huge,
yeah.
obviously, you know. But
for one of my
that was
Kickstarters, what I want to do is I wanted to get her. She has a drip style that she does. She did a Deadpool and she did a Venom, and I want to get her to do the faces. I think for a Kickstarter sometime. It's just a matter of getting the time to do it.
you gotta pay me, Chris. Pay me for my time. Pay me in a new
Pay the
room.
bills.
All right. Well, here we're at the 2-hour mark. Crazy. I said this is only going to be about an hour, but I think I said it every episode, don't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Thanks for paying me for this one, Jason. That was really awesome.
Yeah.
To do that.
Yeah. Well, Nick, you are paid in the fact that you are now an official panelist, so you can it's your second time. So, you tell us when you want to be on. So,
all right.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, so if I don't talk to any of which, of course, I'm going to talk to everybody this whole week. But Merry Christmas to everyone here for sure, and I hope that everyone gets what they asked for. And everyone stays healthy, so that's a big deal. So, but
especially right now, everybody stay healthy and have a good time.
Yeah, Nick, no more kids.
No.
But Natalie and Chris are having 2 weeks off, kids alone. Who knows what happened? Right?
Oh, buddy.
Oh, let's bring in the new year.
Oh, buddy.
You bring in baby Chris.
This is my new baby.
Baby Crit.
My baby Crit. Yeah, it's a Crit. His name is Christopher.
Christopher.
That's how you should
got
announce it.
8
Be
more
like, you're
years.
adding a new member to the group.
I love it.
Number
Yeah.
6.
I just draw.
You know?
I draw all my characters holding and one of them, a Caliber's holding a baby.
Yeah,
that's a
But-
good
yeah.
idea.
No, in 8 years I want to travel, so I think we're on. a good
Yeah,
path.
my wife and I said that once. Yeah, we said that too. I remember that.
In there.
So,
Yep.
yeah, I remember that. And then, hey, pregnant. So, and
At
here
least
we are.
we've got lucky so
All
far.
my kids are in their 20s, and I got a 10-year-old. So let's just put that. Let's just put that out there. So,
Yeah,
but
There's some
more
happy
child.
surprises you can't plan for.
That's absolutely. It's she's
I
a
wouldn't.
pain in
I
my
wouldn't be
ass, but I'll take her.
unhappy. I wouldn't be unhappy if we had one, but it's not something where we we have that goal. So
Yeah, no,
Like I said, I wanna
that
travel.
was the same. Yeah, yep. Been there.
Yep, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And
That's
whatever.
exactly my
Yep.
wife and I. That's what we said too.
Mhm.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I
too.
know exactly what would happen if we had a kid. I'd be on baby duty all night because her excuse would be, "Oh, well, you're going to be up drawing anyway." Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
I know it.
Yeah, she's not. Yeah. Drawing's a one-handed thing. You can hold the baby in the other hand, so you're all good.
Yeah.
I love it.
Look, he's already defeated. You see, like he's
Yeah, I'm already lost.
just washed across his face. It was the best part. He's just like,
Mhm.
oh, that's great. Oh, good times, good times. All right, I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to drop us back into the green room. For everyone that was in the comments, really, thank you. You guys are keeping it hopping in there. Jerry and Nate and Jack and Flock Comic. And let's see, we got, I'm trying to do Flock Comic. We have the Calvary Collective. And if I miss anybody else, thank you all for being in the comments and keeping it hopping. We've read everything that you guys put up there and really appreciate the feedback and really just for tuning in and watching us do this stupid thing that we do here on the Phalanx. We wouldn't be anything without any of you. And I thank you for tuning in. I will see everybody later. And again, Merry Christmas to everyone out there, everyone in the comments, everyone here. So Merry Christmas. Yeah, Merry Christmas. All right, we're going to the green room. All right. Phalanx next week, Tuesday, will be the New Year's show. And so check it out. If you can happen, like and subscribe. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel so you get notifications the next time we do this. And you don't miss any of the fun that is the Phalanx. All right, I'll see you guys.